put away yet.
Oh,
all right. There we go.
Can you find us?
Hello, hello. Oh, I need to press that.
Jim's getting herself prepped. Sorry, we're a couple minutes late.
A couple minutes late.
Not too bad.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to messenger kids.
What?
You don't talk to your kids right now?
Okay.
I love my kids, I know.
I may have left my house at like 10:45 this morning.
Oh, no, it's not us.
That was last time.
Oh, it's suggesting I make an ad out of it. Oh, we don't need to make an ad out of it. I want to create a post.
Are we live?
We probably are. I'm just...
Okay.
It's different on my iPad. There we go.
Yay! We are live.
There we go. All set.
Yeah, I need this guy.
Jen
He
needs
goes
those.
here.
Trying to keep track. Hey, Chris and Bonnie and Angie. We are
And this one goes here.
awake and getting going.
We're here. We're going. All right, we're gonna make a bag, y'all.
Yes.
Okay, so if you don't know what we're making,
We're gonna make the olive case.
the olive case. This is a little case, a pattern done by Minky Kim. She is the same designer of the fabric line Moments, which is super cute. Very cute, very sweet.
Which was made by Riley Blake.
This
She
is the
designs
Cutie Cube.
Hey, Shay and Pam. She also designed the Cutie Cube. She designs a ton of cute bags.
She does really cute bags.
She just did the cutest little piece clamshell.
Oh,
And,
don't make me go look at that.
She makes adorable bags.
Anyway, this is her Cutie Cube done in Moments. But tonight we're going to do the olive case, which is actually a bit simpler than the Cutie Cube.
Yes, because there's no corners. Hey, Christy and Judy.
If you'd like to sew along or do this at home while
link
we're
to
all
the
quarantining,
pattern-
the link to the pattern is in the description of the video. It's a
The
digital
download.
download. So it's $9. Download it. Make your own.
She does great with bags because this sucker opens all the way.
I love
Because
that it
of the way
opens
she
all the way.
constructs them. And it has a finished...
Right.
There's no raw edges inside.
No raw edges.
So it's kind of... It's a fancy little case bag. And you
Right.
could put a handle
You
on the
could
top
put a
if you wanted
handle
to.
on top of it, the same
Kathy.
way that it's done on the Cutie Cube. I kind of like that there's no handle.
Yeah. But if you wanted it for like a travel makeup bag or something, a handle would be
Handle
helpful.
might be nice.
Same process. This is just webbing covered in fabric.
Yeah, it's webbing. Yeah, just to make
Really
it look
easy.
pretty.
Hey,
but
Liz.
it's just your basic strapping.
But this is what we're going to make tonight.
Right, it's a little bit simpler. It doesn't have the quilting on these pieces. It
Or
also
the
doesn't
corners.
have the binding on the zipper, and it doesn't have the corners. The rounded edge is a little simpler. So the olive case is a good intro to the Cutie Cube.
Okay.
So I did some prepping on mine. I decided you guys are probably bored of watching me quilt stuff on my machine.
I'm bored of watching her quilt
She's
stuff.
tired of watching me quilt stuff. So I pre-quilted my top and bottom.
Tonight's fabric is handmade by Tula
It's
Pink.
handmade by Tula Pink. She has you print off the bag top bottom shape.
It's in the pattern.
It's in the pattern. So I had a piece cut. Now I am not going to mention any measurements tonight.
Nope.
Because this is a pattern. It does belong to her. It's her intellectual property, and I don't believe that it's in any way appropriate for me to give that away. So
You'll see the
don't
concept.
ask for them in the video because I won't give them.
Yep.
You can see all the measurements in the pattern.
Yep.
But I do
Oh, did I say handmade? Homemade. Tula Pink,
homemade by Tula Pink. Now I did have a little bit of fun with this and did some fussy cutting
That's
for
her
the top of my bag because
It's fun.
why not? I mean, it's Tula, which
Hey,
lends
dumbass.
itself to fussy cutting. The bottom I didn't really care, so it's a little
Not
off
as
center.
perfect.
I don't, but it's the bottom of a bag. But for the top, the little scissor face lady, she's going to be on top. It's going to be
Yes.
great. Just don't let me accidentally put that on the bottom.
Let's try not to
'cause
put it on the
that
bottom.
would be
Those would be
very
fun.
sad. All right, so to start,
Supplies.
supplies. You need, okay,
The pattern.
you need the pattern. The next thing you need is
Hey,
some
Dulce.
kind of interfacing
And Debbie and
or
Susan.
stabilizer.
Debbie, I just finished your quilt.
It's all done, ready to pick up. Sorry.
Okay.
I use the Bosel, the NR Form Fusible, two-sided fusible. That way, I've got the nice stabilizer, like your Soft and Stable, but it also has the fusible on both sides. So
no
like
heat and bond.
I ironed that fabric to this side, and when I'm done, I'll iron the fabric to the other side, and there's nothing extra. So I love this. And because it comes 58 inches wide, to do this bag, I only needed 1/3 of a yard. So I think her pattern calls for a yard of interface, of stabilizer, or batting, or whatever. You don't...
1/3 of a yard of
a third of the yard of the in our form, in-r-form stabilizer, or stuff.
It's Bosal.
We'll do it.
Hey, Anna.
Anyway, so I cut my pieces. This is the bottom. This is the top.
Bottom, she means this part.
This is the lower bag. My,
this is this
band.
Will
be the upper band.
And then this is the back.
That's the back. And then I already have my top and bottom ready to go. So, the first step is to be sewing the zipper on. Now, I fused this to the outside of my bag. My zipper is 30 inches long. My panel here is only 21. To keep these guys out of the way, I haven't trimmed my zipper yet. I'm not going to do that for a while. So I'm just going to get those off to the side just to keep them out of the way.
As long as we're not cutting the edge off or sewing the edge, they don't have to be in the middle.
And then I don't have to like pick up my foot to move past
then you don't have to work around them.
Which is kind of awesome.
So, yeah. You're lining up with the edge of the fusible.
Actually, I'm going to go on the other side. Yeah, I'm lining up with the edge of the fusible.
Not necessarily the fabric that's overlapping it.
Well, actually, the fabric is cut to be 1/4 of an inch wider than the fusible.
Okay,
just so that it gives a little bit of wiggle room. You do end up trimming these after you get it all put together. Mm-hmm. So you do trim a decent amount off to make it all correct. I'm just gonna baste my zipper down before I sew my lining piece. You can do this all as one step. I don't want it. Hi, Mom. And the reason I don't want to, I put my pins in backwards, that's okay. The reason I don't want to is because it's just too easy for the zipper to shift around underneath me.
This way you know exactly where your zipper is.
I'm not necessarily going to do my nice tight 1/4 inch seam or anything like that. I'm just going to get the zipper down and where I want it.
So if you're going to do this, sew a little bit scant.
So I'm using my
using your narrow
foot,
not your 1/4 inch
It would be similar to like a zipper foot. I'm just going to sew along here just to get it down. I'm not worried about it being a perfectly straight seam. It's smaller than what my next seam is going to be,
which is perfect.
Which makes it a good basting stitch.
Yes.
Right.
Just FYI, I have not made this bag, so I'm figuring it out too.
Right. I'm going to put her to work.
Yeah. She does that. Hey, Janet.
Well, it could be like that time before where I did the pattern and the instructions and I just told you how to do it.
There's that.
You could make you sew this one.
I don't think if you want that. Jen's better at bags than I am. Mostly because she's made a lot more bags than I have.
I've made more bags than you have.
I don't make a lot of bags. Yeah, because it's not a strength. Or it hasn't become one because I haven't done it enough to make it one. That's
yeah, you know how you get better at this?
Probably slightly more accurate.
You do it a little more.
Yeah, well,
my stitch was still kind of short from, or long from quilting. Okay.
Which is fine because it was a basting stitch.
Right. Perfect. Okay, so it's down, but it's
definitely
not
where
I
she
want
wants
it to be. It's too wide.
Extra room. But that's how we want it.
That's exactly what I want. So now what I'm gonna do?
Yeah. You're a bag lady.
I'm a bag lady. Judy.
But so is Chris and Judy. They're both bag ladies.
You know that's coming from a bag lady. So, and a bag lady that I rather like. So I'm gonna accept that.
Hey, Robin. See, Chris, I'd probably put a handle on mine too. And my daughter keeps asking me to make her one, which means I probably will.
We have the sugar skulls right there.
I know. She wants canning day.
Oh, that would be cute.
There's a pretty
it's a little
blue
sweet for her.
No, it's the big blue and white floral.
Oh, that's fair. That's a little Cinderella-ish.
Yeah.
Okay, so sometimes you can get a little bulky here.
Hey, May 1st.
Bind clips are awesome.
Okay. Jen's gonna clip this with binding clips just so the zipper on. So as far as reopening goes, we are working on criteria and hoping that the governor doesn't change his mind, but we'll see. Which would mean a soft opening. I'm gonna call it that. May 1st, which will look a little different than normal, okay? Because we have to socially distance inside the store, and we have to control how many people are in the store. So it won't be as social of shopping, which is good because we don't want to spread this thing. It's not over, but should be allowed in. So hopefully our plan is a soft opening, May 1st. But we're as
informed as anybody, so which means we have little information.
Thanks, Cynthia. Yeah. So that's all I got. So, but if it does, it will be limiting how many people are in the store.
And we will keep it at 10. We will send an email, guys.
Yes. So, the minute we know what we can do, just watch your inbox. I'll post about it. You'll get an email with our shopping protocols, because that's what we have to have these days. So May 1st, we are hoping to be able to have people in the building again. Sadly, groups may not start for a little while. Classes would be after hours.
Because, like she said, we need to limit it to like 10 people in the store. And so if I have 6 people in a class, plus me and another employee, well, that's 8.
Yeah, so then we can't have people shop. And that's no fun. So anyway, we are figuring it out. But fingers crossed, people can come in starting a week from Friday.
Oh, man, it's going to be on a Friday?
Yeah, it's all you. That's my day off. It's my only day off. I'm kind of... Not that I don't want to see you all, but that sounds crazy.
She just knows I'm going to get overrun.
Because I know how anxious you guys are to come back.
Right. I'm just going to get overrun. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
She's super excited about this now.
Man.
Anyway,
I broke my thread again.
Is your tension too tight? What's your deal?
I just have to change it because of the thread change.
Oh, okay.
But I got that on.
Anyway, so...
Super fun, super cool.
We are excited about potentially, but you know, we're still concerned. We're not in the group of people that thinks this is totally blown out of proportion. So if you are, that's totally fine. Just don't expect us to agree with you. Got a few phone calls about that lately, and I'm just like, my cousin's wife nearly died a week ago. I don't think that this is a joke, but you know, personal opinion.
Right. Okay, so I'm bending this over.
Okay, she's pressing her zipper.
Okay, so what I'm doing is I got my lining sewed down. Now I'm gonna fold it over and press that down.
So she had to be careful what direction she was ironing, so she wasn't ironing on the adhesive on the bosal. If you're unsure what we're doing, we're making a olive tote. These are the by Annie olive case. I can't think of the right word. These are by Annie double zippers, which actually, you can. These are different. Are they not by Annie's?
Nope, they're not by Annie's.
Oh, anyway, they're double zippers. See,
they are double zippers.
You can use a regular zipper on this, but the doubles are nice to be able to get it to open and close.
Get it to open all the way.
All the way, and to, I don't know. Feels like a case should have the double zipper, doesn't it?
Right, it's like a suitcase.
A backpack or a suitcase.
Plus, a lot of times a single zipper isn't long enough.
Yeah, you need a 30-inch zipper, and these are heavier than the other zippers we've carried.
They're quite a bit wider. So, yeah. I mean, we do carry some.
Oh wow, some 22-inch zippers.
What?
Jennifer, she says I'm way ahead of you. I'm already ripping out my zipper.
Shocking.
Jennifer is like, not this Jennifer. She makes bags too. This Jennifer over here, she is like.
She said she was gonna sew along today, and it's like, sure you are. Sure you are, Jennifer.
Like, you're gonna beat me to this.
I'll believe it when you say it. Okay, now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna top stitch.
Top stitch it all down and together.
One, it keeps things nice and flat. And where it goes.
Yep. A good time to call and discuss full drop off. Probably first thing in the morning, like 10:30-ish. We usually get here by 9:30, but we're
usually filling orders from the night before, trying to beat the mailman
out. So about 10:30 is Yeah, I think you're already ripping, so I assume that you're fixing something. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll have to fix something too.
Hey, shh.
Hey, if I say that we will, then maybe we won't. But the minute I say we got this,
it's true. It's true.
Why am I cutting with these? I
Get
don't know. I was just wondering this.
Get out of here. Snip.
So yeah,
Snip
call like
snips.
probably 10:30, 11.
Okay.
If you get our voicemail, leave a message and call back.
We're usually calling back within
We
like 5-10
are
minutes. Just leave us.
We aren't jumping at the phone every time it rings because
then we don't get anything else.
then we get nothing done. So but yeah, so if you get the voicemail, just leave a message. We will get back to you
like
shortly.
Most calls are returned in like 10 to 15 minutes.
So
all right,
we're working. We're excited to start bringing 1 or 2 of our employees back soon to help out.
They're excited to come back.
And they're excited to come back so far, so that's good. Okay, the body on this one is not quilted.
It's not quilted, so we're not
like
going to be quilting the bottom here. Again, I just fused to one side. That's all I did.
If you want to quilt it, though, feel free.
You totally could. I mean, honestly, like right now where this part is fused, I could totally come here and do some straight line quilting if I wanted to.
It's not necessary.
You totally could. These are fairly small pieces. Like I said, I'm going to be trimming this down even more. And so they're small enough pieces that quilting isn't required to keep that stabilizer
stuck together.
Okay. All right, now we're going to do the body of it. So basically, I'm going to do the same darn thing. I'm going to lay this over the top. Together. I'm going to pretend this whole thing is just the zipper that I used last time.
Hi, Florence. Yeah. So same process, and then we'll repeat the process with the lining.
I'm gonna
again
baste the zipper piece onto the top here.
Once again, this part's not 100% necessary, but I do think it helps you get a straighter line with your zipper.
If you're not
or if you're not super
confident with zippers. I love these types of bags for people who are learning zippers because this is not setting a zipper into a skirt.
Yeah, it's
or
not
a dress.
apparel. It doesn't have to be right up buttoned up.
You don't have to like hide it, and you don't have to bury the bottom and make it boxed corner and
yeah,
man, I tell you. Okay, so like back in high school and everything, I sewed all my prom dresses and stuff, and I would rather inset puffy sleeves than do zippers.
Zipper. I hate zippers.
Oh, man. But these zippers, I don't mind at all because it's a straight line.
Yeah,
I can sew straight lines. I'm a quilter.
I can do
Quilters can do straight lines.
I was doing masks yesterday.
Yeah.
And it like brought back the apparel days.
Of like the curve.
And I was just like, oh, I remember why I hate making clothes.
Like, remember how I used to sew my girls like cute Easter dresses and Christmas dresses and crap? You know how I don't do that anymore?
Well, when my daughter was born, I had gone from working a 60-plus hour a week job to staying home. And I had one baby. I was bored out of my mind. You know, I think they're really busy with a baby, but
there's also a lot of downtime.
And I was so used to being super busy. And I bought all this stuff to start sewing and making her clothes. And then I quickly realized I hate making clothes.
Right.
Or remembered. And so I still have. I was looking for a zipper to do a little bag the other day. I went through my stuff and I had a zipper I bought to make her a dress years ago. Right. I was like, oh look, I do have zippers. Here we go. But yeah, these I can do.
Right, these are easy. Straight lines, not bad at all.
Yeah. I was doing those curved face masks that fit your face. Those were not fun. And I'm not done because I've been avoiding them.
Didn't you? So I sent Liz this one yesterday. Somebody came up with a quilted mask pattern for the old like plague masks.
Your thread broke again.
You know, like the ones that covered the eyes and had a long beak, so they could put good smelling herbs and things in the tip,
so they wouldn't smell the rotting moss.
Anyway, I sent Liz that pattern and. No.
I don't remember what I'm supposed to do. No. Oh yeah, you just put the. Now I remember what I'm supposed to do.
Right sides together. Just lay this right on top.
There you go.
Because once we flip it over, it'll all be good. It looks like you're doing it wrong right now, but you're not.
Yeah, we have this issue with the pouches. If you ignore where the zipper is, and this top flap,
right? If you pretend that this is...
Oh, Bonnie, yeah, she saw that mask. Yeah, she thought I should make one for my mother-in-law. And I thought she'd probably kill me. So I didn't. And I don't.
Can I make one for your mother-in-law?
But it's super funny. It's super cute.
I kind of want to make one just for me, like as a memento.
This is my plague mask from the...
from 2020.
No, my family is planning a vacation in June. And so that requires airplane travel. And so I was making a masks for my kids and stuff to be able to go through an airport. So, but my kids are all excited. They just want to wear them all day. And I'm just like, first of all, I think you're crazy. And second, no, then they get like dirty and germy and that loses the point.
Then you're wearing a sponge, not a protector.
So, like, anyway.
Strap a wet sponge to
I made them each one. I just need to make the other ones. I'm making multiples because that's the way to keep them sanitary.
So I found the way to keep mine sanitary. I leave it on the dashboard of my truck.
And then it gets hot.
Right. You know, I'm not one of the people putting it in the microwave to clean it and blowing up their house. I just leave it on the dashboard of my truck. It gets nice and warm.
There you go. I don't know. I just figure we'll wash them, but I know. But I still don't want to do a video about masks because I still am not enjoying making them.
We'll do other stuff. There are a lot of videos about masks. I know, that's why I fixed it.
Yeah.
You know, and Liz mentioned this, I'm kind of getting a little bit of excess here.
Because she's not using a walking foot.
We're going to trim it up and it's going to be just fine.
She has you cut your pieces on these a little oversized so that you can trim. So don't worry about fabric shifting a little. There's room.
It's going to be fine.
Which is why I still have this big old ruler over here.
Right. Why we left it there.
So that we can...
Okay, so we're going to do the same thing as last time.
It's the back.
Oh, I know, but I was looking to see what to trim it to.
Let me see.
Because it's right there on the bottom. Okay, so again, I'm going to do the same thing as last time. I'm going to turn it. Isn't that lining adorable?
I know. This is the sprinkles. So she's going to pull it down here. I'm going to infuse it.
Give it a good press. It's going to fuse. And then
top stitch.
I'll do the same thing where I top stitch right along there.
This looks just like my cutie cube. I know that's a different fabric, but really, it's the same thing.
It's my bag. I do what I want.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you know, Bonnie, I really appreciate the whole mask effort, and like you've done amazing stuff, but man, if my news feed and YouTube feed could be full of anything else, like that'd be great. Which is another reason we're purposely not doing it, is because it's just like there's so much out there, and I need happy things as well. Although, okay, you guys, I got on Pinterest yesterday just for fun, because I was looking for kid mask patterns. They had, I don't know how many different people made tutorials for crochet face masks. And all I could think was, are you kidding?
I love to crochet.
I love to crochet. And they were using big chunky thread. And I thought, oh, bless your heart.
It doesn't work.
I guess it's cute.
It's cute.
And it's probably if you're putting it on top of something else.
Maybe.
Even then, I just felt like, wow, really? Okay.
Crocheters are getting left out of the sewing effort.
I guess so. Like, they're like, I don't sew, but I got a crochet hook. I don't know. That's crazy.
Alright, top stitch, top stitch, top.
She stopped stitching down. It looks like it's shifting a little, but that's because of the zipper.
Right? Right? It's like wobble, wobble, wobble.
Yeah.
That's my zipper.
Yeah.
Gosh, I'm gonna scoot this over a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you're a little...
I'm running into my stuff.
This is the one hard part with working with the Bosel, is that it's gonna...
It's not gonna bend here real well, so, you know, it's gonna, like, knock that sign and stuff right off the edge.
So I'm gonna just move it.
That's a good idea. Alright, that's top stitch down, and now what I'm gonna do is trim it. I'm not gonna tell you how much I'm gonna trim it, but she does have you trim from the top, measuring from the top of the zipper, and then also measuring from the bottom of the zipper.
Yeah, Chris, this is totally your style.
This bag?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, Debbie, I just have been trying to keep my mouth shut for the most part about the crocheted masks. But, like, I just saw them, and all I could think was, oh my goodness. Like, let me explain to you what a face mask does. Not that I'm an expert by any means, but I was like, wow. Like, I can't understand how that's a barrier for itty-bitty particulates. But,
Great.
fantastic.
Lovely.
But I've just not said a thing. Although I think the same thing about people wearing fabric gloves or like your knit gloves all over the place. And it's like gloves are meant to keep things from being moved from one surface to the other. So if you wear fabric gloves all day, you're still just moving things from one surface to the other.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I just, yeah. Oh, I saw that, the DIY face mask with Kay. Did you?
No. Oh, the video that people have been posting?
Yes, because it's just funny.
I didn't see it.
Anyway.
What was it about? She's being
I'll
goofy?
show it to you later. But yeah.
I love goofy people. Goofy makes me happy.
Yeah, we're good. Life's good, you guys.
We're gonna be great.
Jen's trimming it real fast. Almost done. Okay, this is the point, though, where I move the zippers in,
Great,
okay?
get that zipper in for me.
Don't cut that off. Just don't.
Nope.
You'll hate yourself.
It is fixable, but man, life sucks. So
If you
don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah, you wear gloves and touch your face. See, I can't help myself from touching my face. It's, like, compulsive. And I will probably die from touching my face.
Probably.
And I don't think I can change that. But yeah, it's... It is interesting to see what kind of PPE people come up. There was a lady in a Facebook group a couple weeks ago. She was so proud of her mask. And bless her heart, she put a piece of vinyl around her face. Like, thick, heavy, bag weight vinyl. And cut out eye holes. And all I could think was, like... And then she was saying, like, if I made these for my grandkids, I'd put stickers on them. And all I could think was, like, if you put vinyl around your grandkid's face, somebody's going to call the cops on you.
They will die.
Because you can't breathe.
They will die.
Oh. It's just so funny. It's interesting to see.
Where'd my 1/4 inch foot go?
Not that it was right there.
Oh, it got pushed.
We all have our own form of panicking. And some of it's not coming out so well. But yeah. I've been trying to get a giggle out of things.
Right. We do what we can.
Rather than look at people and think, you are crazy.
People are doing the best they can.
They
for
are.
the most part.
Yeah. She was so proud of herself, and I was just like, oh, you poor thing. That's not safe.
Okay, please don't walk around with heavy vinyl strapped to your face. Because it was like right up against her face.
I took a screenshot and sent it to Jen, just because I was like, oh my.
Alright. So the next thing we're going to do is the back panel. This one's super easy.
This is not like okay, this is done in the parts to make it
so it looks continuous.
Consistent.
I mean, the pattern has you use a scrap for right here. I'm going to go ahead and use the same fabric as my lining, simply because my zipper is gray. And so that'll look more continuous.
Jen used the same fabric as... Or nothing.
It wasn't my lining. Actually, I used that for my binding inside.
Oh, it's on her binding.
Whatever.
I was like,
no, I'm saying
you use that?
For this, I'm using the same fabric as my lining.
But it matches her zipper, so it's perfect.
It's going to look more continuous here. Now, one thing she tells you to do is to measure how wide this zipper area is. So following the pattern, it should be about 3/4 of an inch. However, if yours ended up wider or narrower, you're going to need to adjust the width of this piece of fabric so that it still ends up with the same dimensions.
Yep.
Capiche?
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and fuse that? Fuse the back of my panel for me?
I can do that. Easy.
I think it'd put you to work.
Whatever. I'm just talking to people.
She's just talking to people. My husband... I think it was the last class. My husband's like, so what were some of people's comments? And I was like, I don't know. I was sewing. I don't know what people are saying. Liz reads it. Yeah.
Just how we
do
just like,
I'm honey,
here.
I don't know.
Oh, wait. Yeah. So the back. This is the lining. It's all fused. We're going to piece these 3 pieces together.
Yep. And then we're going to fuse it on the other side.
Yeah. And then we assemble.
Yep. And then we're putting the bag together. Like, seriously, we are not far.
This is the binding, though.
That's the binding for the inside of the bag. And then there are also 2 thin binding pieces there. Short ones, rather. For the, for sewing the bag together.
Yeah.
Okay, so for this, I'm going to press away from the center part.
Just so
partly to keep this thinner, and what that's going to do is it's going to
so when it opens
up all the
you don't want all this bulk in here, because if it's in there when it opens, it's going to have a harder time flipping all the way back.
So we're trying to reduce the bulk in that section.
So we're going to have the pressing go this way.
And that's why I'm pressing out from this centerpiece.
Even though you want to press to the dark side, the gray, don't.
Don't do it.
I mean, you can, your bag will still work, but this will help a little bit as far as making it open. Okay. I have to show you because I finished it.
It's all quilty.
It's my Abbey Rose table topper. Whose name of the pattern I can never get right.
Town Square Garden.
Town Square Garden.
I'm the only one of us who didn't make
Jen didn't make one, but she knows the name of the pattern. I don't.
Man,
but patterns are on their way, and then kits will be available.
Yep.
But I'm pretty much in love with how this turned out.
It's cute.
On top of custom footwork
I kind of want to make one that's all like seafoamy, like the way Sarita's is.
Yes.
The way Sarita's is blue, I want to do on the screen.
I'm super happy with it, despite all of our conundrums trying to make it here the other night.
Right.
It turned out really pretty.
It did turn out pretty.
Yeah, it's right on you.
Shocking.
Oh, and you're almost done.
Okay.
We'll move on to this.
So I'm gonna go ahead and place
Thanks,
this.
guys.
Place this on here. I'm gonna fuse that down.
It fits about perfect.
It fits about perfect. I am still gonna trim it.
Yeah, we gotta trim it. It's not done.
I'm still gonna trim it to make it match this perfectly, because that's important. However,
bags are one of those things where if your pieces aren't the right size,
adjust.
It's gonna struggle.
However, before I put it on here, I'm gonna go ahead and sew 1/8 of an inch here and here, just like where I top stitched around my zipper here. 1, it's just gonna look more continuous, and 2, it's just a little bit of quilting to hold the pieces together.
Well, it holds the pieces together, and it's gonna help it flip a little bit too.
Yep.
So I'm gonna show you on the back of this one because it's done. But what it ends up looking like is that this seam comes all the way around, and that this one comes all the way around. So it kind of has.
That's the general appearance.
Keeps it a little bit more cohesive-ish. We'll pretend like that's what works.
Cohesive-ish?
Yeah.
I like it.
Cohesive-ish. All over the place. To get them out of your way. Okay.
Alright, so. Alright, and so now I'm going to trim this just like I trimmed that one. Again, measuring from the top of my zipper.
Yeah, from the middle.
So I'm measuring from what my zipper area is.
Because that's what you want to be lining up.
Yep.
It's not the top of the top or the, you know.
Right.
You want that gray to line up here with this gray.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thanks, Marissa. Okay, yeah, isn't the new, like, June block, the, Nature's, you're
Lodge?
making it. Lodge?
Yeah.
It is beautiful.
It's gorgeous. So I've got, like, the first 8 blocks done. I will...
Could make it look as awesome as it is
I've got the first 8 blocks done.
Should have like 3 days ago.
I should be home tomorrow all day. So hopefully that means I can get that center medallion done and get all those put together and get you guys a good picture.
Thanks, Stacey. I'm glad you're here.
The picture that comes with it is...
Well,
hey, maybe if I'm really good, it can be done and hanging up when we open back up.
Knowing Jen, that king size quilt's gonna be on the wall.
I don't have enough for the king size. I can only make the queen.
Oh, really? Did it send you the king
No.
kit? Okay, so on that one, if you haven't seen it, I posted about it this morning. There's a king and a queen size. The difference between the two is the flying geese border.
Right. Either there's one on just top and bottom. Look at this.
Yeah.
I just want to.
Do you see how perfectly those line up?
Out. This is why you trim
from the center,
from the zipper section, not just top to bottom.
Anyway, but on that Nature's Lodge block of the month, the queen has the flying geese just on the top and bottom, which is the picture that I posted.
Right.
The king puts those 2 flying geese borders on the sides.
Right.
So it's either 90 inches square, 90 inch by 106.
105.
Or 105. 105, 106.
Ish.
Or 105 square.
Right.
So that's the difference between king and king. King and queen is whether or not it's got the flying geese on the sides.
Right.
So,
just for kicks, I'm switching over to my walking foot.
Yeah, this part is going to be easier with
because
a
it's
walking
a little
foot.
bit bulky, and I have it right here, so why not? Now, that being said, you can do it with whatever you got.
You can do it with whatever, but the walking foot will keep things from
All right.
traveling a
So,
little bit. Wow, Bonnie, you are on top of it.
We're going to sew these things together here. I am going to do, but you also want to take a binding piece. You'll notice this is too long. That's fine. It should be.
And
we'll trim it down later.
Really narrow, and so if you're thinking quilting, it doesn't look like binding, but it is.
It is binding. So I'm going to go ahead, because this is so thick, I am pinning in a few places, because I want it to end up nice and square. And I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch, even a slightly generous 1/4 inch seam right along there.
I'm just really excited to put this on the top.
Right?
Although I kind of want the sprinkles on the top, because I love them.
I could put the sprinkles on the bottom.
You could. That's okay. Well, I guess it's yours. You can do whatever the heck you want to do.
It's my bag.
Okay.
Not that I ever get my bags.
They live
How
here.
many of my bags are here in the shop?
I don't know. I'm going to take my wandering bloodhound in there.
Are you? You mean the one I made you?
The one you made me.
I need to
been
take,
out of that.
I need to take my little boxy totes home.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
My little boxy pouches, they're all over the shop.
Someday
I'll get to keep some of my projects.
The whole being close thing means that we have gone through all the quilts in the shop, and it's like, oh, we can start taking some of these home.
Or down. Just wait. Like
down.
stuff is all
We're
over
just
the place.
moving everything.
You guys are gonna be on like a scavenger hunt when you come back. Okay,
You're
so
like,
you're like, where is all this?
Okay, so she's opening it up
So I'm gonna fold this over like this, and then I'm gonna fold it over again, and sew down.
So then you sew the binding down.
Right.
This one, not the other ones, but these ones you can sew down.
This one I'm gonna go ahead and sew down just like that, and I just kind of do a little bit at a time and feed it with my fingers.
Yeah, I'm not sure you could pin that.
Nope, I don't.
Terribly well.
Don't even try.
And plus she's got to feed all that bulk through her machine. So she's going to have fun. Yeah, I'm super excited about the Halloween figs too. Just to have the fabric come in and cut them because I clearly already made mine. But it's going to be really...
But with everybody that's pre-ordered them,
yeah.
like I just want to give them to you.
Yes. Seriously.
We've had so many people pre-order that.
And then starting in July, right? There's going to be a fun Halloween sew-along.
Oh, yeah.
Happening here that I haven't posted about yet at all.
Oh, man.
But you'll see it, and it's adorable, and it's going to be fun. And we're going to do a sew-along. A weekly block of the week type sew-along.
Spooky sampler. Isn't that what
I
it's
didn't
called?
tell him what it was.
I outed it.
Outing things. I'm waiting on a couple things from the designer. But it's going to be super fun. And y'all know I love little bitty piecing and sampler quilts. Sampler quilts are my jam. I can't make the same block over and over again. I struggle.
Nope, they're boring. I mean, they're fine.
Oh, except I see quilts with them, and I love these quilts with like 40 of the same block, and it's beautiful, and then I start making it, and then I get bored.
And you get bored. No.
And then I watch Sherlock, and then I think, I hope I'm not a sociopath.
I'm bored. I'm bored.
Bored. Yes. But yeah, I'm going to be hosting a sew-along. It's going to be on social media, and then here-ish.
Here-ish in the shop.
Super duper fun, and it's the cutest Halloween pattern ever. It's a sampler. But it's like, it's more cutesy Halloween. Not quite Joanna Figueroa. It's, if you know who Stacey Easthue is.
By Easthue, she means HST. You've probably seen it written and don't know how to say it.
IESTHSU. Yeah. She pronounced it East. It's like East Shoe. Anyway, she makes the cutest things.
She does a lot of really cute. Oh, that's why it ran out. My bobbin ran out.
And
that's fun.
Okay, anyway, she's got a great Halloween sampler out there, and we're gonna do it as a so long.
Right, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna wind a bobbin super fast. Sorry, folks.
So I've been waiting on a finished photo from her. I have the pattern. I have the fabric at home to start it, but I've been waiting to share it with you guys. So I got a finished photo
picture from her.
But it's gonna be fun. Oh, I pinned that on the wrong side, huh? Because you want the binding going out.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Actually, it does matter.
I was gonna say you want the binding going out.
Okay, and this is something that matters. The binding going out.
So the Stacy, so I'm gonna start that it'll be in July. I will start posting about it soon, so you can be prepared to get the pattern. All the new Halloween and Christmas material ships in May.
Some of it's in June.
Some of it's in June, which is why I haven't jumped on it too fast, because you can't even get the fabric yet. But it's gonna start in July, and we're gonna do a different set of blocks every week. Then that'll finish in September, and then you can have it done for Halloween. Yay! And it's super duper adorable. It's got East too. See, Sarita spelled it for you.
Okay.
But it's called Spooky Sampler, and it's adorable, and I'm super excited. It's been sitting on my sewing table, seriously, for like weeks. If you sign up for the block of the month, you'll get what you need every month, and we auto bill you for the monthly kit, essentially. So yeah. So if you signed up for the Halloween Figs block of the month, you get a new packet to pick up every month.
Shipped if you're not local.
Or shipped if you're not local. With that month's pattern pages, and fabric. But if you're doing the Halloween Figs one, the fabric rolls over.
Right.
So don't think you're done with it at the end of the month.
So when we give you a fabric for that one, it's not done. You use what you need for that month and hold on to it for future months.
But that one has tons of extra fabric in it. At least it does if you're me and you're a super Scooby cutter. Which is fun because now I want to make a table runner and stuff to go with it in my living room.
That's what I thought after I finished my Witch's Night Out. I was like, I bet I have enough to make the table runner.
Yeah. So yeah.
Because I need a table runner to go with my witchy quilt.
Well, I have my coffee table in my living room and my big built-in that I like to put a runner on. And a piano and stuff. So I got all sorts of room for runners in my living room.
Right.
It's like my favorite thing. And I feel like Halloween Figs is a living room style Halloween quilt.
Right. It's your fancy Halloween.
Yeah. It's my grown-up Halloween.
My son was complaining to a special ed teacher. He's like, I like houses where the playroom is upstairs.
Is that why he always wants to trade houses?
Yes. He doesn't... See, our house is old, so we have a basement. And the kids' bedrooms and the playroom are downstairs.
Anytime he comes over to my house, he's like, I want to trade you houses.
Except you can't do that because I have to flip it open. I appreciate the help.
I was trying.
See, yeah, he wants to trade houses because he thinks it would be so much more fun to have a house with a playroom upstairs.
Yeah, except that your playroom is so much quieter because
I love my playroom in the basement.
There's no her house. Steps. I can't hear all the kids being loud. If I'm at my house, the playroom is the loft upstairs, which opens up down to the kitchen. And even from my sewing room, I hear everything.
Yeah.
So
I love that my stuff's in the basement.
I wouldn't mind having a basement with my kids down in the dungeon. Just kidding.
It's not really a dungeon. It's slightly dungeon-esque. Just kidding. It's fine.
Okay. So she's almost done with the body of the bag. She's just binding the other side.
This gives it a nice finished edge.
Yeah, so then you don't have the raw edges inside the bag. A lot of bags have raw edges, and that's totally fine. This one where it's meant to be a case.
To deal with raw edges inside a bag, if you didn't want to bind this, I would just zigzag the seam after you're done with it.
So that it doesn't threaten to come apart. or that you don't work at that seam by using the bag. So you notice this is kind of a lot of fun to try and feed through a machine. It's
a blast. What are you talking about? Super fun.
It's a little awkward, but it's totally doable. Just manipulate your bag.
Seriously, it's soft. Flat. You can squish it. It's squishable.
And it'll go back. Please don't do that with scissors in your hand coming at my face.
And now I'm just going to trim off the extra. Done, done, done.
And then we have what looks like a weird triangle.
Right. We have this awkward thing. All right. Now we are going to put the bag together. Okay.
Refuse that.
Yeah, go ahead. Don't press it too hard.
Too much. No, just right here.
Yeah. So that's done. Now we're going to put it together. Now, anytime you're putting the top a round thing together, if you watched our Easter basket video, you would have seen us do this. The same thing gets done with the cutie cube, where you really need to mark centers so that things get put in, well, centered. So if we start with the top panel, because this is the one I fussy cut, so let's make sure we put it on the top. Actually, the way to do this, to find the centers, we would need to take your back seam and lay them up against each other. And then straight back from there is going to be your center back, right? Okay. And then if I go forward,
it's going to be your center front.
Center front.
Then turn it the other direction.
Right. And then I'm going to line my 2 pins up and come over here.
This is your top, right?
That's my top.
Just checking. You want to make sure it's oriented the right direction, too.
Right, because...
So it's looking down.
Because the eyes should be, like, on the back. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing with this guy. I'm going to fold it in half. You know, hot dog style. Going back to when we were kids.
A long time.
Fold your paper, hot dog style.
Do they still do that in school? I don't see my kids come home with papers folded in half for spelling tests and stuff.
Oh, I don't know. Because, yeah, we used to do that for, like, tests all the time. That was only, like, 30 years ago, so who knows?
Not that long, maybe.
Yeah. I was in school 30 years ago.
That's true. Like, 2nd grade.
Right? Alright, same thing this way. So,
hey, Margaret.
I have my 4 corners. Because I want my eyes in the back, I'm going to go ahead and line these 2 pins up. In her tutorial, she has you use binding clips, and I like the binding clips. However, I like to anchor my corners with pins, and that's because if you accidentally pull them all out, you're kind of toast. You have to remeasure things.
She also she did a whole series of videos on this on Instagram.
Yep.
So if you're making it and you get
in her pattern, she has YouTube links.
Yeah, she does
so you
a
can
lot
watch
of videos.
her do these.
So if you ever get hung up,
right, there's help available. She knows what she's doing. But I like to anchor these corners. You'll notice I'm not burying my pin super deep because I still want that shifting with the turn. We mentioned in our curves class the other day that it's not the outside edge that we're worried about matching up. It's that 1/4 inch in. It's where we're doing the seam.
Yes.
And the same holds true for the curve of a bag.
Yep.
It's not the outside edge that we care about as much. It's a 1/4 of an inch in where that seam is going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I've got my 4 corners
that are not the
spots put in here. And then I'll just go around with a couple of clips.
I don't know why I put those away for you.
Dump the jar out. A few little clips. And go around. You'll notice I'm kind of working from this side over. So I'll do a clip in from there. And a clip in from this pin. And then find the middle. in the
You're
middle.
gonna have to do some easing. You want to
disperse it. Disperse the easing. Evenly dispersed easing. I don't know. Something like that.
Okay.
I'm almost there. Then all I'm gonna do is sew around it.
Because you do the binding on this one after.
Yeah. The binding is done after the bag's put together. So that'll be our last step. So I'll do this.
She's gonna manipulate that, and you just kind of squash it.
Right.
And sew your 1/4 inch around.
Right. I'm just gonna kind of squish it and make it work through my machine.
Don't use your quilting stitch length on this.
No.
Have a slightly shorter stitch.
Right.
Your piecing stitch should be fine.
Right.
So for
Thursday,
we're gonna talk pods. The term I'm gonna use is pods because that's what Maywood calls them. I will show them your house in just. We have 2 houses. Sorry. We got Elaine's, and we have to show you it because that's Sarita's. Sarita made her house out of her leftovers from her town square garden.
You got the pattern right.
Woohoo! And then Elaine made us a nice, bright, beautiful house.
It's beautiful.
So it's fun.
Oh, we're loving them. We've got like 50 houses.
Yep.
And
they're a nice variety. I'm going to have fun. I might go really scrappy on the background and stuff.
Yeah. Well, you should because they're all different backgrounds anyway.
So, we're going to talk pods. Jen and I are going to assemble this one. This is from Maywood's Carnaby Street line. This is a log cabin table runner. So there's everything in it you need pre-cut and ready to make this table runner in this handy dandy little pod for $35.99.
Right.
So that's what we're going to make on Thursday. The other ones we have right now are the Sister's Choice quilt from Carnaby Street and the Irish chain. Like I said, everything's pre-cut and ready to go.
Right.
And they're fun because you can just make more or less or whatever you want to make the size quilt you want to make. And then another one we have, this isn't quite pods, but it's a very similar concept from Majestic Boutique. Sarita made this in blue. It's hanging up in the shop. It's a pre-cut turn dash project
kit.
So same concept, but that's what we're gonna do Thursday. Jen and I are gonna do this log cabin table runner.
Right. Start and finish a project in an hour.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. Keep that out of my way. I'm just going slowly as I need to adjust. I keep my needle down so I can tug without losing my place.
And this, your seam may not be super pretty, and that's okay.
It's okay.
Because that's why it's on the inside of the bag, first of all. Yeah, I'll show you the boxes up close that we're gonna make while Jen's still stitching. So this is the log cabin table runner that we're gonna assemble Thursday. I don't know what day it is. This is the Irish chain. So one pod makes 30 by 42. If you got 4 pods, it'd be 60 by 84. You know, so it just depends on how big you want to make it. And then this one is called Sister's Choice. It's 32 by 46. Same concept. And Sarita made the teal version of this one, but it's called Purple Basket, and it is an adorable topper / mini quilt made with these purple and green batiks.
Mm-hmm.
She's almost done.
I'm getting there.
So yeah, but yeah, if you haven't made your house yet, make it, send it to us. We're still accepting them, and we will be for a while, so
okay,
we'd
we've
love
got
to
a
have
couple
more.
coming from long distances.
Yep.
And so we know they're coming, so we're waiting for them. But if yours is coming and you want to make sure we wait for you, just let us know.
Yeah.
That's not a problem. Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, so she put a top on.
I put a top on.
We're not going to
now
turn it right
before
side out.
I put the bottom on, I'm going to do this fun little thing where I open the zipper a bit.
That
so
way
that
we
I can turn it right side out and not hate life.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Because otherwise you've locked yourself in a room.
Well, look how cute that is.
I know.
Okay, I'll finish. I'll finish.
Yeah, just, sorry, I should have.
Look at that.
Yes, it's adorable. still have the bottom on.
Fine. She takes all the joy out of things. That's what I do.
Your sister. It's my job.
Mm-hmm. Be difficult.
Yep.
I know. My daughter, my 10, almost 11-year-old, yesterday was like, Mom, he's so annoying. You know, talking about her 7-year-old brother, or almost 7-year-old brother. I was like, honey, that's his job.
He's your little brother.
You have a brother 4 years younger than you, and it is absolutely in his job description to irritate you to death. Like, that's...
My little brother's managed to survive it.
Right. I didn't kill him. I might have tried, but I didn't do it.
Yeah. Might have tried.
Might have.
They were irritating. But I love them. Now they're grown-ups.
Yeah. Now that they're grown-ups. They were like, really? Uncle Jake? I'm like, yeah. He lit my bed on fire. Come on.
He did light my bed on fire. Like 2 days before Christmas.
Legit. It happened.
Little brothers and sisters. They're awesome. It's just part of growing up. And then they grow up, and then you're like, oh, I really like you.
Right, you guys were like my favorite people. Thought I heard a knock on the door.
Nope, just loud cars.
I love when people's cars need to announce their presence. It's my favorite.
I didn't get it when I was in high school, so I certainly don't get it now. I didn't think it was cool back then. Not sure I've changed my mind on the subject.
My husband's that way, where, you know, his car has absolutely nothing to do with his status, but he works in kind of a macho place, and
he does not drive a macho car.
And they just do not understand why he drives what he drives.
So, the how many brothers and sisters question is kind of a loaded one.
Yeah, that's a tricky one.
So it's not really, but I always feel like I have to give it a caveat. We grew up with 4 girls and 2 boys in our family, so there's 6 kids. Serena's the oldest, then there's Jen and I, followed by Ricky, a brother, a sister, then a brother, Ricky, Allie, and Jake. But about 12 years ago.
Yeah, it'd be just over 12 years now.
About 12 years ago, my parents adopted 6 little kids, and there are 4 girls and 2 boys. And so now there are 6 girls and 6 boys. But I feel weird saying that I have 11 siblings, not because I don't, but because I did not grow up with 11 siblings.
Right. My mom, if you don't know, she's still raising kids.
Yeah.
She still has kids at home. All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're more like having families at the same time.
Yeah, it's interesting because my kids call them
Grandma and Grandpa's kids.
Grandma and Grandpa have, aunts, uncles, cousins all have kids, and then Grandma and Grandpa have kids.
Right.
And somehow that's normal to
That's
them.
normal for our family.
And, which is great. But, yeah, so I have 11 brothers and sisters. But I always feel like I have to explain that I did not grow up with 11 brothers and sisters. I grew up in what I thought was a large family with 5.
Right, there were 6 kids,
yeah.
And people treated us like we had a huge family.
And
now it's like, okay, now it's fair. It's huge.
Yeah. So when we have our family dinners, which we haven't been able to do with this whole thing, because my family is bigger than 10 people.
Right.
In fact, it's more like 40.
Right. We all live here locally.
See, my husband only has 2 sisters, and his family, it's quiet. And he's the youngest. There's no other kids. There's no other in-laws. And so when we get together with his family, it's very quiet. And then we get together with my family, and it is a circus. And it's
very not quiet.
2 very different experiences.
There's 21 grandkids running around.
Is it 21 grandkids
I think it's 21 grandkids.
Something like that.
We lose count.
I know. But yeah, so our family's a little big. But
yeah. Anyway, so yeah, when my daughter, I'm like, honey, there's only like 4 of you kids. That's not even very many.
Yeah. You're like, you don't have to all try and, yeah.
Whereas like half of her friends are only children. I'm like, sorry.
different world. Yeah, it's kind of fun. I love the big family thing. I love my kids.
I love having siblings. I love it.
I love that, I feel like with family, there's always somebody that you can go to, like, because they're family, and you're never actually left, if any of my siblings needed something, I'd be there, without thinking about it, and I think that that's a great blessing, so I think it's great. I, on the other hand, am not capable of raising 6 children. I have 3, and, yeah, my mom's kids. Yeah, we call them my mom's kids. They've been in the family as long as any of the in-laws now, so.
Right, Tyson and Eric are the only ones that predate him.
Well, Sarita's Eric. Sarita's husband.
Not your Eric.
Did you know that Sarita's husband and my husband have the same name?
And initials.
It gets a little confusing sometimes. So, we both married Eric. So, there's Sarita's Eric and Liz's Eric. Right. Just to make
I don't have to
big
identify
crazy
my
family
husband.
extra confusing.
Right.
It's what we're.
Because why not? Why not?
Yeah. Why not make things extra nuts? Turn it right side out.
I'm going to turn it right side out just to show you. And then I'll put on one piece of the binding just to show you how that's done.
And yeah, then you don't have to watch her bind it.
Then you don't have to watch me bind it.
But she'll show you how it's done.
Especially because I'm going to hand finish it because, well, you guys know me.
She needs to. Ooh, that's better than your last one.
I did do better than my last one. You learn as you go.
So you can also use
after you're done with it, it's a good idea to give it a good press to kind of help
smooth it out.
But also set its shape.
You can also take your curved. I use my point-to-point turner.
Right. So I will give.
Oh, there you go. See, Mom's got it. Point-to-point. That's correct. 21 grandchildren, 41 total at family dinner. Yep. There you go. See, Mom knows the numbers.
All right. So it's clearly not.
It's probably a good thing that she's the one that knows
totally finished here because I still have to do the finishing touches. Look at that cute fussy cut top.
It's adorable.
I love this bag.
It looks like it belongs in my sewing room with all my other ones.
It's fine.
Too bad. You can just steal it someday.
Make your own. It's easier than the Cutie Cube, and you survived that.
I did survive the Cutie Cube.
Okay, but you see, we have raw edges. We don't want to keep raw edges.
You can if you want to. Like she said, just zigzag
You could just zigzag this and call it a day.
But
now,
you could bind it too.
And the benefit here I find in binding, here's my little trick. My seam putting this all together, it might not have been totally straight everywhere. It might have got a little jaggedy. This is your chance with everything definitely put together to get a nice finished edge, which is fun, right? Yeah. It's nice.
So it's a bit of a redo.
It's a bit of a redo. Now I am going to go ahead and press this binding in like about a third-ish.
A third of the way in. Because this is only going to fold 3 ways instead of...
Yeah, it's not.
It's probably going to fold like 3 ways instead of 4, like a lot of traditional binding does. But she'll do it on the top because that's where it's easier to see.
Right, it'll be easier for you guys to see what I'm doing this way.
But yeah, if I showed you closely, like there's some jagged edges on her seams where she had to manipulate it to hold it together, you know. But now when you go to put the binding on, you can get a nice straight line because she's no longer having to hold it together and manipulate the clips and the pins.
Right.
So it's a good way to...
It cleans it up.
Like I said, it's a good do-over. Who doesn't love a good do-over?
It's a cleanup. The other thing is, honestly, it's easier to sew like this. Not sewing with the curve, with the, I suppose you could say, larger piece on the outside, but to have that larger piece on the inside because... It's really easy for me to, like with sewing curves, to tuck this in like that. Does that make sense?
Yep. Makes sense to me.
Trying the right?
Yep.
Okay. Alright, I'm going to press this over so that I have a finished edge because I don't do my traditional binding finish.
Yeah, you can't. Good luck doing a traditional binding finish. So, it's pretty much a fold over.
So I want you to show what I did. I just folded it over like this. That way I have that finished edge on the end.
Cut off your selvage because it's not part of the fabric.
Right. And then when I get to the end, I'm just going to
sew it over.
Overlap. And that'll finish it for me. Which is awesome. So, I'll go ahead and start here in the center of the back because...
How do I get threads on me? I haven't even touched it.
I don't know. You're just special that way.
Oh my gosh, I'm struggling tonight. I dumped water all over myself right before we started.
At like 6:58.
Yeah.
It was good. It was great.
Jen is swearing out of the back room.
I was just trying to fill my water, and she's like throwing water all over herself. It was awesome.
I struggle some days. No joke.
Today was one of those days. I woke up like not feeling well, like, and then I got here, and Sue was like, "Have you been sick?" Because you know my face exploded.
Yeah, it did. I was wondering about that.
Yeah, no. This morning my whole gastric system decided it hated me. You know you're having a good morning when you can have like constipation, diarrhea, and vomiting all within a 60-second like cycle.
Why am I standing this close to you?
I don't know.
You should have warned me. Oh well.
I've been fine since.
You just had to work it out.
Well, the thing is, Tyson's like, "Do you think it was something you ate?" I'm like, "Well, considering I threw out bile, no. I don't think it was something I ate." Well, when there's nothing in your system to come out.
Who knows?
It was a special morning. It's just, I mean, you guys all get it. Life's been rough lately. That's why this morning, I don't usually come in on Tuesdays during this little quarantine time until like 2 or 3 in the afternoon. I left the house at like 10:30 this morning because my husband was home, and I'm like, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm going to work.
She is sewing the edge.
I'm sewing the raw edge, the one I didn't press.
Because this way, that part's already folded for her to be able to hand stitch it down.
Right. See, what I'll do is I'll flip it over.
Just finish that and then we'll
fold it down. Okay.
Anyway, I'm just telling you, like, she's not sewing on the folded edge.
Nope.
She's sewing on the raw.
That will be my hand finish. If you're going to machine finish.
You can machine finish this.
You can.
It's totally doable. Just flip it over, same process.
Same process as like on the inside binding.
The hand finish just...
I'm a hand finisher. I just am.
Honestly,
that one probably took me 15 minutes.
I think it's a little bit
easier
to hand finish because then I'm not trying to manipulate the bag.
Yeah, these are easy to hand finish and they're small.
So I'm going to show you on this. Okay. Where she's sewing right now does this outer edge right here. So you can see how she's got it squished in and she's sewing it down here, open. She hand finished on the other side, and if you look closely, you can see her hand stitches. You can turn this over and machine finish it if you'd like. It's totally allowed. Minky Kim suggests hand finishing. It makes it a little bit easier to get in those curves and make it a little bit cleaner. But that's it. You'll also notice in the bottom of the bag, the binding looks a little bunched up, as it would because it's on the inside of the bag.
And I didn't do anything. I didn't do a bias binding. It's a straight line.
Yeah, so it's a straight line, so there's some extra bulk in it, which is, it's the inside of a bag, okay? So don't think it's supposed to look 100% perfectly smooth and flat and amazing like a quilt, because you don't need to stress about that.
Right, ideally there's something in my bag.
Yes. Because when there's things in your bag, all of a sudden it gets a little bit more shape and a little bit more,
right?
But you know.
And then right here, I'm just gonna.
So now what she's doing right now is she's.
I'm just gonna kind of curve that off.
Don't cut that off, real quick. Let's show him what.
I'll show him. You can show him. Here, I'm gonna cut this big part off.
Okay. So, you know how she folded this over before? It's so that it has a finished edge. So this is a different finish to a binding. It's a fold over one. So this, she gradually moved it in. And we're just going to cut this right here. And then when she folds it over, I'm going to show you this. You got a little piece poking out.
Sorry.
Not too bad. You get a finished edge and nothing raw.
Yep.
So you might want to trim that.
I'm going to trim it.
Anyway, so that's how she finished that.
Yep.
I hope that makes sense.
Easy peasy. So
yeah.
So let me just trim that off.
Trim that so it can get smooth.
Right.
Because it's bulky so you can't fold over all the way.
Right.
And as you know, bulk
is not our friend. We don't like bulk.
Kind of the enemy of the game.
So then I can just
fold it over. And this is where pre-pressing is helpful because now she doesn't.
I don't have to worry about flipping that. I'm just gonna fold it in here. Use a few clips to hold it in place. And then I'll hand finish that.
And don't worry if this has come a little bit unfused. Once you're done,
you give it a nice press.
Go and give it a nice press. It'll fuse back up. And it's all sewn in there together. So it ain't going anywhere.
It's not going anywhere.
So if you were going to add a handle onto the top.
Right.
If you wanted to do one on each side, you could. Same process. This is fusible webbing.
It's not.
Actually, I'm going to go get the fusible.
It's not feasible.
It's not feasible.
It's called strapping. It's for a bag. What we do is we cover it with fabric just so that it looks pretty. You could use one of the solid colors. There just aren't that many. We have it in white, like a light tan, creamy color, and black.
We used to have it in gray, too.
We used to have it in gray, but that's gone.
So it's strapping. It's this. We don't have it narrower, but you can buy it narrower. Right. Or you can cut this in half if you feel so inclined. All this is right here is strapping, layered front and back with fabric. You cut the fabric like this wide,
4 inches-ish.
And then fold it over and then have a little hem in there. So it's just all folded in, raw, so you have no raw edges. And you just quilt it to you quilt the fabric down to the strapping. Mm-hmm. And then,
I can't flip it.
You can see the little X, the X box right here. You open up your lid. It's really easy. Adding a handle is so easy.
Right.
And if you were to look super closely, Jen's got a little X and then the outside of the box sewn into here. So once your top is done, you just pin those down where you want them. Mm-hmm. And so your strapping ends in. And then all of a sudden you have a handle.
Right.
If you were to do it on the sides, you could do smaller strapping and do the same type of a process, just smaller. But you do it at the end, once the bag is assembled completely. Make sense?
Yeah,
I hope that answers your question, Bonnie.
Having the handle on prior to putting the top,
If you put it on prior to putting the top on, then you gotta...
I would think,
it's more bulk.
Okay, it'd be easier to... Yes, it would be easier to put the handle on the top prior to putting the top in. However, then putting the top in is going to be
harder.
Much harder. So
I would rather, as far as which fight I want to fight, I'd rather fight to put the handle on afterwards than to try and fight having it there while I'm trying to attach the top.
Right. See, I'm just doing a little bit of push in, and then I've got my nice
rounded edge,
rounded curve. I love it. I love this bag, guys. I'm going to do some pushing on the bottom, and then we'll get a good kind of finished look on it.
Is that just shove it in, roll it out.
You're just going to do a little bit of working. Like with this right here.
Xbox. I know, right? I said that.
What I can do here is just kind of press this over.
I sound crazy.
There we go. The same thing right back here. I'll just kind of give it a little press to...
It's a box with an X in it. I really don't know what else to call it. I'm sure there's a technical term because all sorts of bag straps get attached that way, but
right. Yeah.
Hey, Karen.
But it's an Xbox.
It's an Xbox. It's a box and an X in a box. Blah. An X in a box.
Right.
Those are the words I said.
Ergo, Xbox.
Yeah. I'm not a gamer, so Xbox as a game system means nothing to me. Okay,
da-da-da.
And there we go. It's an
olive case.
It's a case,
not a tote. Because see, there's nothing to tote it with.
I know.
That's why you can't tote it. It's a case.
Yeah. Anyway, it's adorable. Whatever it is.
I need to press that better. But olive case. I definitely did better on number 2 than on number 1.
Yeah, your curves are a little smoother.
This one's a little I just want to take that seam out and fix it right there.
Not right now.
I should do that. Not right now, but at home.
But it's adorable.
Anyway, this is the olive case. Yeah, it's available on our website. It's by Minky Kim.
Except she's got YouTube videos. She, if she's like most designers, I haven't watched all of her videos. She won't give you measurements in there either.
Right.
So, you still have to buy the pattern. But I
Fair
feel
enough.
like she makes beautiful patterns and does a good job. So
She does do a good
it's
job.
totally
on
worth it.
Definitely worth it. We will be back on Thursday to talk pods and Saturday to talk about something.
We agreed to do minki.
Minky. We're doing minky on
I think
Saturday.
we agreed to do minki.
We're going to do a minky strip quilt on Saturday. It's going to be great.
Yeah, we're both totally excited.
It's going to be great. I love it.
Anyway, well, both of our husbands want one.
It's true.
So
and my daughter stole mine.
Probably should get done.
I suppose so.
Anyway, but we'll do it Saturday. So we'll see. Well, first we'll see you Thursday to talk pods. Saturday minky, and then, like I said, watch for an email towards the end of the month about reopening. We are gonna be pretty strict with our procedures. Just
right.
For your sake and ours.
For your sake and ours. I mean, we've got family we love that we need to keep safe, and we have people who are compromised health-wise in our family, and we have to take care of them. It's just more important. So, anyway, we will see you all soon in the shop. We hope.
Yes,
it'll be great.
Yep. But yeah, have a good one. We'll see you later. If I can figure out how to turn it off. Oh, finish.
You know how?